number 137, review for chapter alBaqarah. الناس كلوا مما في الأرض حلالا طيبا ولا تتبعوا خطوات الشيطان. We highlighted the following main concepts. How Allah is addressing humanity, not just believers, telling them that He has created, designed, made a lawful good versus bad. We highlighted the concept of fitra, if you remember. Sure. Can you help me? Can any one of you just open my Facebook page just to make sure whether, can you hear me?
The Dara Foundation.
No, not Dar Foundation. Dr. Amjad, just to make sure there's something technical. I mean, can you hear me? Clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Clear. It seems your mobile. Wallahu a'lam. Okay, خلاص. Let's continue. خلاص, change your cell phone. Inshallah. Okay, what I was saying.
You were just starting the lecture.
Okay. I mean, the good and bad. Allah was addressing humanity, the concept of good and bad, halal and tayyiba. Or how come we highlighted a very important philosophical question. How come Allah is addressing humanity, believers and non-believers, including agnostics and atheists, about good and bad, about tayyib? We then added the concept of the fitrah that we call, which is the built-in, divinely designed inner nature, which realizes by default the basic minimum requirement of good and bad, by default. That's why, by the way, we have a common ground as a human being, or otherwise, how can we communicate? How can we agree on what we call human values? How? On what basis? Because of the fitrah. If you don't have the same, وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى, if I may put it, if we don't have the same software, how come we will have the same result when we read whatever? How come? If your age is 50 above, we used, before the Android and iOS, normally we used to say Apple Macintosh and IBM. Anyone can remember what I'm talking about? Okay, we used to say there's two different styles, or let's say words or languages, or let's say different worlds in the computer, the IBM compatible and the Apple Macintosh. Two different languages. You can't use any software from this in this. You can't. Different languages completely. If you have a program designed for IBM compatible, you can't open it on Apple Macintosh. I'm saying 35 plus years ago. So different. So no common things. So how come you can't read it? If you brought something, you insert it in the Apple Macintosh, nothing would be read because no common programming language. وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. So how can we communicate? We realize, because, and if you remember, I highlighted the concept of how bad the smell of the sewage for all of us. Are we taught that the sewage smell is bad, or we realize it by nature? Generally, beautiful gardens full of roses, when we say, are we taught this, or we realize it by nature? Maybe we will find some exceptional people, they have some kind of disorder in their smelling system. They are, what do we call them? Disorder. Are you with me? What is the norm? Roses are beautiful. Gardens full of roses are a good, nice place. Anyway, we highlighted this last time. Then we finished last time with وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا خُطُوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ. We explained the concept of that shaitan is the most experts, knowledgeable being compared with us, because since the first second of the creation of Adam up to this moment, he is accumulating data and experiences dealing with us. compared with any social or psychological studies in the best universities. It might be applied on 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 1 million person survey. Shaitan has the data of a survey, how human beings think, act, react for billions and billions and billions and billions and billions. So he's an expert how to put the trap in steps. We did this last time. If you're interested to know this, go to last time, which is 136. Today, we will be dealing with another 2 or 3 ayat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after that, he started addressing believers now. First, he addressed what? Human being. Then, believers. Ya ayyuhalladhina in 172, verse 172, chapter alBaqarah. Ya ayyuhalladhina آمنوا كلوا من طيبات ما رزقناكم واشكروا لله إن كنتم إياه تعبدون. Now we have an extra level where Allah is addressing believers now. He said, يا أيها الذين آمنوا, look, all believers now, eat from the good things we have provided for you. He has just mentioned the lawful good things. He repeated now. Now we have something more. We have the added value, the extra, like وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. It's like when you do like a very important software. You have a free version. Then you have the subscription. When you subscribe, you have an added what? Added value. When you subscribe. The free will give you what? The minimum. But it gives you something. Like now, ChatGPT, by the way. You have a free and you have subscription. Subscription, by the way, the free one will enable you to deal with the data up to 2022. 2 years behind, the free one. If you pay the subscription, up to the moment. For someone who does not care, okay. If you don't care, you will lose the data of 3 trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of gigabytes of knowledge. If you want to pay $10 a month, use the latest updated. This is how we are all provided with the basic inner nature, the fitrah. So Allah is addressing through this. I discovered that the source of this software is the ultimate superpower in the universe, Allah. So I want more. I want more knowledge and I want more power. Okay, connect with the source. Subscribe legally. Pay the subscription. And what? Tick on, I do agree to what? Conditions. If you want to enjoy the subscription, you have to agree on condition. This agreement on the condition in our language is what? Ashhadu. I'm declaring, I agree on the condition. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. What's this? Declaration of faith means submission to the will of my Lord. If I did it, now I have an upgraded address. What is it? All believers. Okay? Now Allah is telling me, I subscribe, I accepted, I submitted. All believers, eat from the good things we have provided for you and give thanks to Allah if you truly worship Him alone. Now Allah is asking us to eat from the tayyibat, the good things, and to thank Him alone if we are true, if we are truly worshipping Him. So we have a level of, let's say, message. Now, you can't thank this God unless you admit that He is the creator and He is the provider and He is the sustainer. This is a level of aqidah now, tawheed. Because ibadah, by the way, the core meaning of tawheed is what? If you remember, what is the core meaning when they say? When we say we are monotheistic religion, some people, for many reasons, they think monotheistic means to believe that God is one and that's it. This is a very naive way of understanding. Because If you want to discuss the number one, Jews, they believe that God is one. Do we share with them that we are both monotheistic? No. The story is much more bigger than that. When we speak about monotheism, we believe that this only God is the creator, the controller, the provider for everything, controlling everything. His will is above everything, prevailing everything, and the only being who deserves to be worshipped, i.e. obeyed in full. Not worship ritually just, which means come to the masjid, say Allahu Akbar, or to do the tasbih, or do the umrah, or the hajj. They are all an act of worship, what? But rituals, which is just very few percentage of the general meaning of ibadah or worship, which is full submission without any kind of prerequisites, no preconditions. I do not put conditions when I submit to Allah. This is the meaning of submission. This is the meaning of Islam. This is the meaning of ibadah. So Allah is saying, thank Allah. Look now. Next level, Allah provided the tayyib, the halal. Eat from it with the added value. Now the people might not reach to the exact best halal if they don't have the upgraded version. Generally, people will not eat from the sewage, but they do eat pork. You need the upgraded version to have the power to stop eating this. People in general might not stop eating the blood. With the upgraded version, it's prohibited. حرام عليكم ميتة والدم. The dead animal, the non-slaughtered, they will do ijtihad, they don't care, they don't think, they don't have a... For us, the latest upgraded, no dead animal. Okay? No pork or swine. And, you know, all this, we have the upgraded now. Now, if you do this, you have to do it and then to thank if you are a true submissive believer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the meaning. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Sorry, when I was just asking you what is the core meaning of Tawheed, if you remember, I composed like my own statement in the Jordanian accent. When I used to make it just simple, I want to explain the whole idea of monotheism to my students. In Arabic, Jordanian slang language, I used to tell them, then I will translate it. Okay? كلام مين اللي بده يمشي. Did anyone from non-Arabs understand what I said? Non-Arabs?
No.
طيب. Arabs, I know we don't have Jordanians. Let's see other Iraqi, Syrians, Gazan people, troublemakers. شو يعني كلام مين اللي بده يمشي?
Who is the real boss?
Who's the real boss? Yes, one of the good translation. Jazakallah khair. Whose word will prevail? Who has the upper hand in authority to be followed? Who? Allah or someone else? If someone else, there is no monotheism. If Allah, this is the real core meaning of Tawheed. Tawheed is not just to believe that Allah is one. No. Okay. Even if you believe Allah is one, but you give the upper hand for someone else. This is, I'm not muwahhid. Upper hand means someone else. This else could be a party, could be a tribe, could be my father, could be my family, could be the king, or the queen, or the president, or the whatever, the prime minister, or the party, or a group of people, or an idea. An idea. Communism. What's communism? It's an idea. No God, and life is just materialism. La ilaha wal haya madda. This is communism. People, they worship this idea, which is based on atheism, then on Marxism, then, nationalism. Based on what? What is the idol that Arab nationalists worship? Actually, I'm asking, what is the idol or the statue that Arab nationalists worship? The watan, the country. I mean, we believe in Islam, nothing else. That's why we don't believe in Sykes-Picot. We don't believe in your country and my country. All of these countries, we are all brothers. This is the original way of faith. So when we say, إِن كُنْتُمْ إِيَّهُ تَعْبُدُونَ, if you truly worship, i.e. obey, listen to, follow his commandments. This is very important to know. Then, from the ideas that I prepared here as I told you, what I'm doing, I'm picking and choosing from many for 3 years. I'm just picking and choosing some of them. Once we reach to such an ayah, يا أيها الذين آمنوا كلوا من طيبات واشكروا إن كنتم تعبدون, we need just to highlight very quickly the following benefits from such ayah. Number one, التحليل والتحريم في الإسلام لله وحده. The only source of taking decisions about what is prohibited and what is lawful is just Quran and Sunnah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't have the right of legislations. We don't. We just follow. This is very important. Number two, we believe Allah لا يحلل ولا يحرم إلا لحكمة. When Allah decides to make something prohibited or unlawful, definitely there is what? A wisdom behind it. But it's not necessarily in everything the wisdom is clear for all of us. It might not appear easily for some of us. Maybe people of knowledge will know it. People who decided not to seek knowledge will not know it. Maybe all of us will not be able definitely to realize it. We do some ijtihad, we put some efforts. Okay? Sometimes. Or why something is, for example, compulsory. We might not. So التحليل والتحريم. For example now, we pray, it's a simple example, an easy example. We pray 5 times. Is it compulsory to pray 5 times or not? Do we have an option not to pray 5 times? What is the wisdom behind praying 5 times? We don't have something for definitely we don't know. We might make some efforts to say, okay, 5 is better than 6, 6 is better than 3, 3. At the end, do we have a clear-cut answer? No. We just obey. Because the question is applicable. What if Allah commanded us to pray just 3 times? Still the question will be what? Why 3 times? What's the wisdom? Why not 4? If we have to pray 7 times, the question will be why not 8? If it's 2, why not 3? So it's endless. This is one of example. About the prohibition. Mainly, please try to fix this in your mind. Mainly, Islamic legislations, الأحكام الشرعية, mainly they are justified. معللة, مسوغة. You can realize easily or with some effort of knowledge, you can realize the wisdom. However, some of them, the wisdom is not clear. Simply, we just obey. This is not the general. This is the general rule you can realize. Either God will tell you immediately, or with the common sense or general rules of Islam, you realize it. Such as, why prayer is compulsory? Can we realize the hikmah or the wisdom? Why prayer? Sila. Prayer, salah. To be connected. Is it so complicated to know why we are pushed to be connected with our Lord? We need Him. We need communication with our Lord. We need to communicate. We need to listen. We need to speak. We need to convey. So it's clear. It's not a complex. Why zakah is compulsory? Is it complicated? It is the basic nerve of existence. If no money is what? The oxygen. Money comes after oxygen, food, drink, then money. If there's no money, we can't live. So when zakah is compulsory, you can realize it fixes millions of problems. It reduces the tension of hatred between poor and... So you can derive, you can analyze tens of wisdoms, even if Allah did not tell you, no problem. But why the khinzir or the swine or the pig is haram? Do we have a clear-cut answer? No. Can we do some efforts? Yes, we can. Pigs, they are known for some people, the vacuum cleaners of dirt in the nature. Allah created them vacuum cleaners. They just eat every filthy, dirty thing. And they live in dirt and filthy, dirty thing. So they are very, very, very dirty. Subhanallah. Some people, okay, why we say that? Some people say, okay, no problem. I will make a very special clean farm of pigs. Once the pig is born, I will put in a special cage. I will keep showering him every day 5 times. I will not this pig let him or her contact with any animal on the ground, and it will be shining, very fresh. So is it halal, Sheikh? No, Habibi, still it's haram. Why? Because Allah decided that it is haram. But why? I don't know. Haram, look, that's it. So we need to know, when we speak about legislations, halal, tayyib, we are talking about the upgraded version now, okay? This is compulsory, this is tahleel, tahrim. Halal, haram. Now, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I put another example here. I say, subhanallah, one of the greatest things that we need to keep feeling proud because of it, that we have a reference point to go to when we face anything in our life, which is Quran and Sunnah. Quran and Sunnah means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Reference point, marja. Now, I highlighted this possible misconception many times, and I will repeat it again. Some people, they say, I will tell you what some Arab atheists or humanists, they keep, millions of them keep writing on their social media. They say, اعتنق الدين الإنسانية ودعك من باقي الأديان. Embrace humanity. Don't care about any type of religions. The statement seems what? Nice. Wow. Humanity. Just be human. Do you remember? Just be human. No need to be Muslim, Sunni, Shi'i, Jewish. No. Just be human. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I have to be human. Yes. As if when you decide to become a Muslim, you will not be a human. Yani. But look, this is part of the games of shaitan. They are trained with a special paid courses with Mr. Satan. Paid courses, well trained. Wallahi, just be human. Okay, I always ask, please forgive my ignorance, Mr. Speaker. I want to follow humanity. Can you tell me which version of humanity? And can you prove to me that humans, they do agree on anything? Okay, I will follow the religion of humanity. Where is it? Where is it? Can anyone show it to me? Which one? For example now, Europeans, most of them, each country, they believe that they are one of the best democratic applications for democracy. True or false? One of the well-known examples, France and Britain, Sweden, Germany. Yes or no? And our close, dear, beloved neighbors, the United States of America. Do they believe that they are one of the best, if not the best, democratic state on earth or not? Type. Do British, French, Swedish, Americans, they agree in everything in their laws? No. But they are all secular, democratic humans. Why they do not agree? They have tens and hundreds of differentiations in their point of view for maritime law, for the civil law, for the penalty law. Why? Why they don't agree? And they will not agree. Because simply, there is nothing called human religion and humanity. It's just a big lie. Where is it? Show it to me. So please, don't let anyone play this dirty game with you. Or otherwise, prove it to me. Okay, forget religions now. Let's imagine, let's for the sake of argument, accept this, that religions are the troublemakers. I will include us, Muslims, plus Christians and Jews. Okay, that's for the sake of argument. Type. Let's go to non-religious people. We have, for example, Chinese, communist, atheists. Russians, the last 70 years they were communist, and now they return back to become Orthodox Christians. No problem, okay. But they are, at least for 70 years, they were not what? Muslims. And they were not religious. The majority of Europe, secular people, at what they claim. Now, North America, they're what? Secular, liberal, democratic. Okay, let's see the non-religious people, how angelic they are. First question بقى. The First and the Second World War was carried by who? Muslims, religious people, or non-religious people? Seriously, I'm asking. Most of those who started and were involved, they were what? Secular, non-religious people. And they killed just 62 million. Nothing. Just 62 million. طيب يا سيدي. Russians, when they decided to become communists, you know, Marx, Lenin, Stalin, if you read about them, to establish communism and Marxism in the United Soviet Social Republic, USSR, they killed the estimate between just 80 to 100 millions. Nothing. China, Mao Zedong, Communist Party of China, which is still ruling now. To establish the National Communist Party as a ruler party in China about 90 years ago, more or less, they killed around just 80 millions. So, French and British, they were Christians, Protestant and Catholic. They occupied around maybe 25 to 30 African countries. They killed, while transferring just African Americans, around 160 millions. And they enslaved around 100 millions. They destroyed the lives of hundreds of millions. By the way, I'm just quoting examples from the people, they say. I mean, these countries, mainly, they claim they are what? Secular and humanist and liberal and democratic. So, why I'm saying all of these things? Because the people, they say, follow humanity. Don't be fanatic and restrict yourself in a religion. And Islam is specific. Say, okay, I will accept if you can prove it to me. Prove it, fadal. Which is the version of humans you are asking me to follow? Chinese, Russians, Europeans, North American. Who? Give me an example. Arabs? Arabs without Islam? Arabs without Islam, maybe Mr. Hitler will be small student with them. Wallahi, Arabs without Islam, before Islam, they used to fight 40 years for a horse race. 40 years of killing each other because of a horse race. Can you imagine 40 years? And you know Umar al-Khattab, the very well-known statement, نحن قوم أعزنا الله بالإسلام فإذا ابتغينا العزة في غيره أذلنا الله. We are a nation, we are a group of people, Allah honored us by Islam. Wherever we decided to stack or to follow or to embrace anything other than Islam, Allah will humiliate us. So I said this in the context of, because what is the context now? Submit to the will of Allah in His legislations. This is the core point that I'm discussing now. Once you want to discuss, you say religions, restrictions, just follow human sense. Which one? Humanity. Which one? Give me an example. So don't accept from anyone to tell you, you have to be, okay. For the sake of argument, تفضل يلا. I will follow you. Which one? Tell me. No one can tell you. So طيب, next one. اللهم صل على سيدنا Muhammad. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إنما حرم على Allah. Now, look, after he addressed humanity, then he addressed believers in general, then he went into the specific details to tell them the following. إنما حرم عليكم الميتة والدم ولحم الخنزير وما أهل به لغير الله فمن اضطر غير باغ ولا عاد فلا إثم عليه إن الله غفور رحيم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has only forbidden you to eat the carrion, blood, swine or the pig, and what is slaughtered in the name of any other than Allah. But if someone, after he highlighted this, then he gave the exception, because sometimes you have exceptional cases. فَمَنِ اضْطُرَّ. But if someone is compelled by necessity, neither driven by desire nor exceeding immediate need, they will not be sinful. What is the meaning of compelled by necessity? فَمَنِ اضْطُرَّ, without exceeding the limits. Like, for example, you might die out of hunger. We know that in general, for example, drinking alcohol is prohibited. Eating pork is prohibited. Even eating the flesh of a dead animal is prohibited. But if you are starving in a hunger and you might lose your life, you are allowed to eat and drink just to keep yourself alive till you are able to save yourself. This is called al-muttar, al-ittirar, which is a big issue in Islam. That, like, for example, in Islam we have something that does not exist in any system on earth. Another example, the concept of al-awra. Al-awra, it's a very Islamic concept. Awra could be translated superficially by the very private thing. But it's a terminology that contains a huge meaning. Al-awra can be explained as the thing that should be protected, and there's restrictions who has the right to know it or to see it. Now, my house, my full house is awra for anyone except the members of the family. Yani your house for me is awra, the whole house. I have no right to see or to watch or to spy. To a degree in Islam, if I wanted to spy, to see inside your house, and you just, hit me, and I lost my eye, in Islamic legislations, there's nothing to compensate, because I am attacking your awra, the house. Now, within the house, the sleeping room of mommy and daddy is awra for the rest of the family. Now, the woman accepts husband, father, brother, son, and grandson, paternal, maternal uncles, accept those categories. Now, all of her body except the face and the hands is awra, which means prohibited to be seen by every single person on earth. What is considered, which is the full body except the face. Now, generally the modest clothing. Now, this area, up to the knees will not be awra for the categories that I have mentioned. Now, the naked body is completely awra for everyone except husband and wife. To be completely naked, just husband and wife. Exceptional cases, emergency and medication, surgery, emergency in something. You see, this is called what? Awra. The private part is awra. Half of the body is awra for a certain category. The whole body is awra. The sleeping room is awra. The house is awra. So this is like a great concept that we understand it in Islam.
Is there an English word for awra?
I don't think so. But a word that, one word that includes the whole meanings, it's impossible. No, it's a concept. That's why, I mean, maybe if someone was talking awra and he means the private parts, you can say private, but we are not talking private parts, we are talking the whole family, we are talking about the whole body, then we are discussing that's why we say al-awrat. So we need to explain the context. It's used here and there and there and there, but it's a very, very Islamic concept. Yes, brother.
It's like similar to like the concept of hijab. It's not just like the head scarf.
Yes, Jazakallah khair. Yes.
It's like a broader
It's Jazakallah khair. This is a great example, and we someone like us who keep talking about Islamic concept in English, and we did our studies in Arabic. We find it difficult in many cases when you want to transfer, to convey the huge Islamic concepts in English, because it's not the word, it's the, you know, the culture, the mentality, because it does not have an application in the mind, in the mentality. Like for example, a brother reminded me the word hijab, headscarf. So when they say headscarf, you know, headscarf. Wow, you are making all this trouble just for this piece of cloth? No. Hijab is a package, a big concept. When we say al-imra'ah, when we speak about hijab, we are discussing modesty and transparent clothes, loose, not showing the body, not showing the beauty, not using the makeup, not speaking in a way that is soft, not putting the perfume, not using the smell, the walking, the talking, all of it is part of hijab. وَلَا تَخْضَعْنَ بِالْقَوْلِ. Don't speak in that soft, lenient way. فَيَطْمَعَ الَّذِي فِي قَلْبِهِ مَرَضٍ. Which means, you know, when the female, sometimes, when they speak in a very, very soft way, what will happen with some people? Okay? So there's something strange, because this is part of the aspect of power in the female. Men, they don't have it. Men, women, they are professional in it. So big difference in that. That's why Allah said, وَلَا تَخْضَعْنَ بِالْقَوْلِ. Be careful. Which means speak in normal official way. السلام عليكم أخي الكريم. ما في شيء. مرحبا. كيفك؟ شو مرحبا؟ You got my point? ليش مرحبا؟ خلاص. السلام عليكم. What's the price? And that's it. Why this kind of, you know, very soft way? وَلَا تَخْضَعْنَ بِالْقَوْلِ. وَلَا يَضْرِبْنَ بِأَرْجُلِهِنَّ لِيُعْلَمَ مَا يُخْفِينَ مِنْ زينتهن. At that time, خلخال شو اسمه بالإنجليزي الخلخال؟
high heels.
ما بعرف أنا خلخال. Anklet. Okay. Now Arabs, females, they used to use the anklets, which used to contains, you know, very beautiful pieces of gold sometimes, and it gives this kind of sound. Which means when the woman uses these anklets walking, it's like the high heels now. Now, if a group of men they are sitting, immediately they will know that a female is coming. Sure? And if this female at that time, deliberately, she was planning to let them look at her, she will do what? As if she's saying, hey, I'm here. Let me have the special welcoming. This is the language of the culture. So at that time, now we have very advanced other ways. Okay? But at that time, Allah قال وَلَا يَضْرِبْنَ بِأَرْجُلِهِنَّ لِيُعْلَمَ مَا يُخْفِينَ مِنْ زِينَتِهِنَّ. Now, when we speak about hijab, the whole package is included. Walking, talking, makeup, appearance, clothing, smell. So when a woman is asked to be muhajjaba, she is asked to consider all of this. While the word hijab is translated either the very literal linguistic one, what? Barrier. Hajib. The normal usage, headscarf. To what degree a barrier and headscarf reflects the meaning that we know? A little bit above zero. And by the way, there is a very, very, let's say, professional liars I don't know if she's a Muslim. She claims she's a Muslim. Eh? She has, I think, 3.5 million followers for one TEDx or TED talk, a Muslimah. She's wearing a very, very tight blue jeans, about maybe half kilo of makeup. Wallahi. She's as if, wallahi, she wants to go to a dancing, dancing competition. And she's talking about hijab. And she discovered the discovery that no one in ulama, scholars discovered. And she just revealed the big, secret for the people. Wallahi, I said 3.5 million. What was the secret? She said, look, Muslim scholars through 1,400, they were cheating you, they were lying at you. The hijab that you know does not mentioned in the Quran and they are lying. I said, okay. She discovered that, by the way. Wow! Why? Because the meaning of the hijab is the barrier. And the barrier was applicable just on the wives of the Prophet. So according to the Quran, hijab is not compulsory just on wives of prophets. And hijab means what? Barrier. And by the way, literally, that's right. But look to the wickedness when you lie and play the dirty game. The terminology of that time, now we started using the word hijab. It's our problem. In the Quran, the Islamic terminology is jilbab and khimar. This is the Quranic terminology. Jilbab means the piece of cloth that covers above what you wear inside home. It's in our language like robe or jacket. This is jilbab. The definition of jilbab, ما يرتدى فوق ثياب البيت والمهنة. What we put above on what we wear normally when we are at home. Like for example, at home you have, let's say for example, just light t-shirt, light shirt, pyjama or something. If you want to go outside, you put something what? Like a jacket or a robe. This is like the jilbab, the definition of jilbab for the women. But what about this called khimar? Any head cover in language is khimar. Women at that time, Arabs, paganists, they used to use the khimar, but it used to be very loose. Just to put it like this, as there is a cover, but the hair is clear, the neck is clear like this. That's why the Quran came with two ayats. One of them about the jilbab, which covers from here down. The other ayah about khimar. What was mentioned? قال وَلْيَضْرِبْنَ بِخُمُرِهِنَّ عَلَى جُيُوبِهِنَّ. They are already using the khimar, Arabs, which is the head cover, like a headscarf, but loose. They were asked to do what? To tighten. الضرب, which means make it tight, which means use it from here and there, just cover it like this and cover the whole area. So the two terminology that we use in Islamic, Quranic, Arabic terminology is jilbab and khimar. For the usage of the people, it varies sometimes. It depends on the country, it depends on the media, it depends. We keep using hijab, 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 hijab. So she made benefit of what we use to make this lies against the audience. Tell them, look, hijab, the word hijab is used as barrier, literally, yes, in the Quran. Hijab about, so if we pick this to tell the people that we are lying and hijab does not exist. And the people, all of them, it happened in America, I think. And the audience, they know nothing about the word jilbab or the word khimar or Arabic terminology or Islamic. She was a professional liar. And the people, 3.5 million is about 5 years ago. La ilaha illallah. If she knew what she did, I ask, may Allah be with her when she stands before her Lord, making this wicked lie. And if she's ignorant, she has to apologize and to respect herself. If you are ignorant something, don't discuss it. Because you don't represent it, at least, subhanallah. But, why I mentioned this? Well, I forgot. Yes. So what was the turning point that pushed me to this?
Concept of hijab is similar to the concept of
Awra. Okay, why I highlighted awra?
You were talking about exceptions.
Exceptions. What else?
For the food, we were talking about
You
like
said
if you
فَمَنِ اضْطُرَّ غَيْرَ بَاغٍ وَلَا عَادٍ.
Full submission to the will of Allah Azza wa
Full submission, legislations.
Yes.
This is part of the legislations. Okay, I was not planning, but we highlighted a special dars today in what? Islamic jurisprudence, fiqh Islami, and somehow principles of Islamic jurisprudence, usul al-fiqh, because the ayah is about what is lawful and what is not lawful. For us, we are not just an empty robots. We just, no. We understand the beauty of the concept that حق التحليل والتحريم والتشريع لله. It's just up to Allah, the right and the authority of legislation. By this, we will be a true believers and submissive believers. Inshallah, bi'idhnillah. طيب, can I take 5 minutes just from you? Just this an added value. I don't finish with this. One of the good added values to know, because some Muslims, if they do not read and seek knowledge, they think they are alone in an island with an ocean and everyone else is different. No. For example, when I was preparing, I was reading the footnote of, I think, Mustafa Khattab or Al-Mawdudi, I forgot. In the footnotes of this ayah, إِنَّمَا حَرَّمَ عَلَيْكُمُ الْمَيْتَةَ وَالدَّمَ وَاللَّحْمَ الْخِنْزِيرِ. In the footnotes, I think Mustafa Khattab, he says, eating pork is forbidden in Old Testament. In Leviticus, which is Sifr al-Lawiyin, from the word Lawi, one of the sons of Yaqub, Leviticus, and the Deuteronomy, Sifr al-Adad. This, we have the book of Genesis, Exodus, Numbers, Leviticus, and Deuteronomy. They are called the 5 chapters of the Torah, or the Torah of Musa, Asfar Musa al-Khamsa, which is part of the Bible, the sacred book of Jews and Christians. Look in the book of, so I went to the special website of the Old Testament, and I quoted this, just because when some people, Muslims, you're restricted. No, Habibi, even you as a Jew and a Christian, it's prohibited for you to eat pork. And it's still now. It's in their book now. Even though we don't believe that this is the book of Allah, yet for the sake of argument, still some texts are there. One of them, Leviticus, Lawiyin, 11, from chapter 11, verses 7 and 8. 7. And the swine, though he divided the hoof, and he be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. And by the way, this is the Shakespeare's English, the Old English, okay? But it says, he is, the swine, unclean to you. Dirty. Unclean. This is the English translation. I don't know the original, text, but say unclean. It in the original text could be the word najis, which we translated in English unpure sometimes, or not pure, because the word najasa is a very Islamic terminology concept as well. Yes. That's why, wallahi, if you want to understand the Islam, you need to know the original Arabic Islamic terminology. Use them, then translate. Use your best, but use the original one. Because when you say just unclean, okay, I will clean it. Khalas. No, it's much beyond that. When you say najasa, najis, khalas. In this is shared Islamically with the blood, the urine, the stool, what comes out of the body. It is called najasat, impurity. Sometimes it's translated as unclean. It could be the nicest one. Wallahu a'lam. Now, because it is unclean to you, of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. When it's dead, don't even touch it. Don't even touch it. Can you imagine? Don't eat, don't touch, it's unclean, unpure, najis. This is in Leviticus 7 and 8. In the book of Deuteronomy, اللي هو التثنية 14:8. Chapter 14 verse 8. The pig is also unclean, although it has a divided hoof, it does not chew the cud. You are not to eat their meat or touch their carcasses. It's not just not to eat, even to touch. It's prohibited. In the Old Testament, the Bible, to touch it. And by the way, this is if you want to discuss with someone who's seeking the truth, please let them know. If you have a truth seeker from your Christian friend or Jewish friend who is seeking it, they don't know. Because the effort that we put to seek the knowledge, they don't put it. They don't have the same mentality. I mean, the priority in our religion is iqra, ilm, knowledge. So it's good. By the way, we know about the religion more than them, by the way. So please put an effort to educate them if they ask.
The New Testament, is there a dalil also?
Can't recall it now.
I know the one that
Paul.
When Isa alayhi salam helped someone that had evil in him or bad spirit, and they were thrown into the
Pigs.
pig farms. But that's not a straightforward dalil. Because Christians will tell you, Old Testament, we don't follow the laws. Jesus came and he changed it. That's what some of the arguments.
I know. I mean, what he's saying, if a Christian told you that I don't follow the Old Testament, okay, why do you consider it part of your Bible? Simple question. Why? Okay. Don't tell me that this is your Bible. If it is there just as a decoration, it's not me who decided to make it the Bible. And by the way, this is a long discussion because, as you know, we Muslims, we believe that Isa alayhi salam came just to bring the Jews back to the straight path. And according to the Quran, and by the way, still some verses in the Quran, in Luke and in John, that I came to follow the law. The one who they have such verses. I came to follow the law of who? The law of Moses. By the way, literally and technically, Isa alayhi salam was a Jewish dedicated follower of Musa alayhi salam. But he came just to fix, okay, for the children of Israel. Now for us, we know, but now the real change happened by Saint Paul, not by Isa alayhi salam. And they know it, by the way, it's not a secret. That's why many researchers, many scholars, they say the real founder of Christianity is Saint Paul or Shaul, the real founder. Because he said, Jesus came and told you to follow the law, and I tell you it's abrogated or it's changed or something like that. So they followed Paul and they freezed Isa alayhi salam. Paul has a technically higher status than Isa alayhi salam. Literally. When you read the Bible, when you see the context, who's more respected in terms of the legislations? Paul.
Paul never met Jesus.
Huh? Yes, Paul never met Jesus. And he never lived with the Sahaba of Jesus, the companions, the disciples. He did not live, because someone might argue, say, okay, no problem. You have the Sahaba, you have the Tabi'in. Don't we have Tabi'in like Al-Hasan al-Basri? The followers of the companions. Do we have them? Yes. Tabi'in, followers of the companions, they did not see Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Do we have great scholars of them? Yes. But they were following, they were students for the Sahaba. Saint Paul, he was a Pharisee from the Pharisees. He was a professional security guard in torturing Christians on behalf of Pharisees in Judaism in Jerusalem. He went to Damascus to bring a hidden group of genuine Christians to torture them. In the road to Damascus, this is the narration that they have, Jesus Christ appeared to him and he said, why you are hurting me, are torturing me? He said, who are you? He said, I'm your Lord, I'm Jesus Christ. And then he became a Christian. Okay, no problem up to this moment. No problem. Because many Sahaba, They were having all kind of hatred. Khalid al-Walid, Amr ibn al-As, Umar al-Khattab, and they, no problem. Now, the mind-blowing now. Okay, you have an enemy of Christianity, like an enemy of Islam. Out of a sudden, you decided to repent and to be a follower of Jesus Christ. Jazakallahu khairan, no problem. Logically, you should be doing what? Follow Jesus Christ. How to follow? Go to the students, i.e. disciples, sit on your knees, take the ilm, the knowledge from the disciples of Jesus Christ, then continue the message. What did he do? He started speaking from his mind about what he saw in his dreams, without any communication with Jesus or disciples. So there is it's a serious gap. It's a destructive gap. And by the way, what I'm saying is not an Islamic point of view. Be careful. This is what Christians themselves, they know it. Scholars, they know it. So even if someone told me, for example, he said, okay, I just follow. I said, okay, I respect from you. It's like if I said, for example, if you came to me and you told me for something in chapter alBaqarah, say X, Y, Z. I said, no, I don't believe it. Okay, why do you have chapter alBaqarah inside your Quran? It's not me who put Surah al-Baqarah in your Quran. It's your Quran, it's not mine. I need to find an answer. I'm just, no, it's the Old Testament. Okay. So what? It's yours, not mine. It's your sacred book, not my book. So when I say, for example, the swine with the pig in Leviticus or in Deuteronomy, it's said in their book, it's unclean. Don't eat and don't touch. Anyway, but just I'm going to give you an added information in case, and by the way, the reason is not for you, because we are living with the majority of non-Muslims. Many of them, they seek the truth sometimes, especially if you have a good friendship with them. If they ask you, this is very restriction in your religion. No, not just my religion. This is the religion of Allah. Even for the previous. Look, just tick, Leviticus 7:8. Deuteronomy 14:8. Tick, faddal. Yes, this is what your book says as well. Anyway, this is an added value. May Allah guide everyone to the truth, inshallah. We'll see you, by the way. Next week, we will not be having, inshallah, because maybe the majority of people, they will be traveling, coming, and they have special events here in the masjid. So next week, Seerah and Tafsir will not be held here, inshallah. We'll see you in the new year, inshallah. If Allah decided to let every person of you, especially myself, stay alive, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.